is actually not like that governed by laws. It's more governed, or it's China is more like I actually wrote a paper on that. China is more
How?
of personal interaction, more focus on,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
instead of following the law.
This is a huge cultural change, Alex. Listen to
What
this.
is it?
I mean, I can't really remember the word and the specific arguments I have, but I just want to say, like, if you're a friend with someone high up in the government, you basically, you don't have to follow anything.
Yeah, well,
Um,
that's always the case in certain
yeah,
places.
Actually, yeah, that's a little
We don't,
different.
we don't need
That's
to
like
we don't need to
wherever
go
you're
into
gonna.
yeah,
detail,
yeah,
but like
yeah.
I don't know if Pete ever told you about me, but
Mm.
both my parents were Romanian,
Okay.
so they lived during a certain time period also.
Yeah,
And that's just some people are born into it and they just have
that's
nice
right.
advantages. That's life
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes.
yeah,
But
yeah,
you do the best that you can. You don't take it personal and you just work
yeah.
the best you can.
Exactly. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, that's right.
Wait, so no, but I remember. Oh, I thought you were gonna talk about what the lifestyle and culture is regarding, I guess, people that you know and stuff. Because
Oh yeah,
I remember this one thing you told me that
it's
if
more
you
like
know a person,
a
yeah.
acquaintance society. So if you're familiar with someone, like, then it's not like the human interaction is a little bit different. It's all like based on friendship. If you don't know, if that's a stranger, I can be
Mm,
really like rude. I can be like
yeah.
not like I can be like, it's just like people tend to be a little bit
You know,
ignorant.
Alex, how like you're walking on the street in the city, for instance,
Yeah.
and someone you don't know just comes up to you, or you'll just like walk past them, and you're not necessarily being rude, but you're not being nice by saying no thanks or whatever. You're just gonna ignore them, type of thing. That's normal in the U.S., for instance, at
Yeah.
least on the East
And
Coast,
in
because
China.
and in China apparently it's just more that times 10 type of thing.
Well, I mean that's just California now, isn't it?
No, dude. In California, people are a lot more laid back and easygoing about
Oh,
stuff like that.
Pete, you haven't been there recently, then.
Oh,
My good
well,
man.
maybe I should bring a Californian on. I have just the person. You know what I'm talking about, Owen.
Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
But wait, so tell me a little bit more about it, Owen, because I know that you said that, like, for instance, if you were to go sit down at a restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
for instance, and you don't know someone there, the odds that they'll be nice to you at the restaurant are just like,
Really low, extremely
I
low.
have I have a
Like the
story.
customer service and stuff.
I have a
Yeah. Oh
story.
yeah, go for it.
Me,
Mm-hmm.
me and my friend, like a few years ago, we went to the city, and for some reason, my friend was hell bent on eating authentic Chinese food. So we spent
Okay.
like
what
an
type of food
hour
was it?
finding a restaurant, like a Chinese restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and we
Hot pot?
we went to the restaurant. It was rated high. It was nice. We were dressed nice. It wasn't like we were like looking homeless or going to the club, and they just treated us not not rude per se, but the service towards us versus everyone else was very different. Like everyone else was Asian, except
Ah.
us. And like
Okay.
here's a perfect, like, for example, we asked them how long is the wait, and they said, oh, it's like 5 hours, right? And it was like, oh, okay.
Oh
And then
my
we were like,
God.
as soon as we were leaving, we see like three like tables open. We're like, what's that over there? And it's like, oh, it's
Mhm.
reservation. It's like, well, when's the reservation? It's like, oh, in 10 minutes. It's like, oh, let's wait 10 minutes, let's see what happens. And it's like half an hour later, still no one's coming, and we're like, hey,
Mhm.
it's still open, can we come in? And they like finally they said, okay, we can come in. And then
Mhm.
the funniest thing was the scene where not scene, the moment when they brought the drinks out and they had the straws, and you know how there's like
Mhm.
paper around the straw. They
Yeah.
forgot to take the paper out. They just put the straw in the drink without taking the paper off.
Okay.
And that's just like, and when we were like almost done eating, they were like, can you leave? Or not, they didn't say can we leave, but they were like asking us, they were like hinting at that we should like quickly get out. And it
Mhm.
was just, I was like looking around to see if they were doing that to any of the other people, and
Okay.
it wasn't happening. And I was like wondering, maybe
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's just because we're not Chinese.
It's
Mm.
racial profiling, bro.
Well,
It's not racial
yeah.
profiling. I think they just thought we were a bunch of idiot kids like who weren't gonna like eat the real food.
Actually, that's interesting because I noticed a difference here. Is if you are in U.S. If you're in U.S., the Chinese tend to be more familiar, like more nice to Chinese to each other. But if you're in China
They treat the
and if you go
tourists.
to, yeah, they would treat you like, especially before maybe like a few years ago, it would be even more. It's like they would be. I mean, they would be curious because there's not that much foreigners in China,
Yeah.
and they would treat you really nice. It's always different.
Yeah.
But it's the difference of good or it's like it's either good or it's like a little bit.
Wait, that's interesting. Why do? Oh, actually, no. It makes sense though because I noticed that also a lot of
Every country.
Chinese students here
Yeah.
in the U.S. they
Yeah.
everybody knows each other, bro. Like I'm telling you, when I first met Owen freshman year, this guy had already 200 contacts on his phone after a week. Like just and we're like, yo, where did you meet all these people? He's like, oh yeah, Chinese people connect.
No,
I was like,
like-
what do you mean, bro?
And Owen can correct me if I'm stepping out of line by saying this, but
No.
you know, over the years, in high school and throughout all of college, and looking it up as well as the Chinese history, it always looks like for the Chinese and the Asians, they value like community and working together, whereas in
yes.
Europe and America especially,
Yeah,
we
it's all
usually
individual.
value the individual. Like
Yes.
I am smart,
Exactly.
but in China
Yes.
it's more like we are smart. And
Yes.
I'm not saying there's no
I agree.
competition, but there's a lot more willingness to like work together than with
Yes.
like Europeans.
Yes. We're more of group animals.
Yeah.
It's a difference between lions
I
and
like
tigers.
that you said animals.
Right, it's lions and tigers kind of difference.
And
right?
bears. Oh my.
Yeah.
That's
so,
a Wizard of Oz reference. Owen, I don't know if you know that. That's an American movie.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's how I think about it too. Chinese people do tend to be in a group, especially when they're out there. When they're not in their country.
it's groupthink, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody's a sheep. Start being
No,
yourself.
Pete, this is different than that. They're
I'm
not
joking.
sheep.
I'm joking. Don't
Yeah.
be a sheep.
Okay. And I always
I think that's what you that's actually one of the key or root difference between cultures as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you summarize it really well.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I remember when I was in dining hall, because all the Chinese are together, I have friends with Chinese. They don't really have a lot of U.S. friends, even though they are studying U.S.
No, it's
studying
easier
Europe.
to
Yeah, exactly. So when I was eating dining hall, like a lot of people, like a lot of my Chinese friends, at the first, like they told me like the first look, they the first time they see me, they always think that I'm actually ABC, like American born Chinese. Like I was like, just because I'm always with Pete, I'm always with teammates, I'm always with a bunch of
other people.
Not Chinese, so they tend to think that way. I mean, yeah, I think that makes sense. That's fair. I mean, I don't care that much about it anyway. Yeah.
Nice.